Hi guys, I'm Bri.
And I'm Alli. This is Offscript.
If you think about it, books are potential scripts for movies.
When this adaptation happens, typically it's disappointing because they went off script.
In this series, we will be talking about how off script they went. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
To Offscript,
A podcast.
where we usually compare books to their movies.
But today,
We're
I'm just going to review a movie.
books.
Or,
No,
nope, yep, book.
Oh, gosh.
Whoops. But today we're also not together.
I know. You probably can hear the muffle or the not crisp quality like we normally do.
I'm hoping that because we both have our mics, it'll be nice. But I just remembered when we talk over each other in this one, it makes it muffled.
Oh, so we got to do good at not talking over each other.
But I also don't remember if I think that I didn't have my microphone set up when we did this the last time.
I don't think you have ever had your microphone set up on virtual.
Yeah. So here's hoping that helps.
Yeah, we'll see. Because you guys, we're trying to play catch up. So we're recording whenever we can, wherever we can.
Yeah. Because, man, this season's been rough.
It's been a lot harder than we thought it would be.
I know.
Say the least. Like, what y'all do to us? What are you doing?
At least we figured out what our problem is. Because I was like, oh my God, are we just like losing our groove? Are we out of it?
No, y'all choose crazy books. No, they've been fun. It's just, oh my gosh. It's a mix of life and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I finished the second book of the Red Rising series that I like.
Oh, do tell.
So at first it was really hard to get into. That's why it took me so long to finish it, because it was a very war political book, because that's like, so remember how I described this book as Ender's Game meets Hunger Games?
Yes.
It focuses on like if Katniss were to ever like try to infiltrate the Capitol by being friendly with them and like getting a makeover or Ender. Okay. And so it focused on like all of his war tactics and how he was getting friendly with the Golds, who are the bad people that he wants to kill because they killed his wife.
Okay.
And the first like half, I was like, oh, this is so hard. But then, so in the first book, he is a red, which is like lowest of the low. Okay. He comes from Mars. And when his wife died, he tried to bury her, which was against the rules. So they killed him, or they thought they did. Oh. But people found him, brought him back to life because he was like barely hanging on. Brought him back to life, but mended him so that he looked like a Gold, so that they could put him into the Gold's basically Hunger Games, and so that he could then win and get close to the Golds so that he could kill the main leader.
Okay.
So the end of book 1 was him winning the games and getting to choose which house he was going to, and he chose to go to the Gold house so that he could be his right-hand man. So that's how it started. But then all of these people that he was close to, who he was lying to, because no one knows he's red, right? Because he can't tell people. Well, you find out like one of his best friends has known and is like chill with it. And so then it started getting good, because then it was like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was more like, oh, there's more people who are on your side trying to do this. And then the freaking book ended with... so there's this love interest that he has. So at first I was mad he had a love interest, because I was like, your wife died, and the whole purpose of this is because you're like trying to uphold her beliefs. Like, you're going after everything for her. How do you have a love interest? But his love interest is the daughter of the gold. And they're really close because they got close during the games. But he trusted her so much that he told her at the end of the book who he was. And he knew that she could either turn on him and go and take that information to her father, or she would stand by him and fight with him. But the book ends with her walking away and him like being like, I'm going to give her space. She's like, I don't think she's mad at me. But he's like, months and months later, she's still not talking to him. And that's where the book ends. I was like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so much action.
Yeah. I know. So it started out really slow. And at first I was almost like, oh, I'm not going to be able to finish the series. I thought I loved it because the first book was fucking amazing. And then it got to those bits and I was like, oh, actually, here's where I'm at. This is what's good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. You have any questions for me about this book review, Allie?
So how is it like Hunger Game-esque? Like what?
So because you know how there's different districts?
Yeah.
So in Red Rising, there's different classes. And so it's the reds, the golds, the pinks, the grays, the blacks, the blues.
All the colors.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically ranks. Like red is lowest of the lows. The pinks are the prostitutes. The grays are the people that they throw into battle. Golds are what would be considered the capital. And then it was Hunger Games like in the first one / Ender's Games like, because the games that they got put into was essentially like they wanted to see who would end up taking charge and being the person who brought together an army and killed people.
Okay.
But literally in that, so many people freaking died, like left and right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
It actually sounds pretty good. Is this the book that every time someone says they're reading, you're like, oh my gosh, I love that book?
Yep, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah. It's that one.
Well, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Have they made a movie yet?
No, I would love that.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, especially the first freaking one would be amazing.
That's interesting that this one took you so long to get into when you loved the first one.
It made me so sad. I also think, too, it's because I read the first one years ago.
Right.
And rather than refreshing myself and rereading it, I just jumped into the second one. So I was getting confused with who people were. And I had to sit there and kind of be like, wait, who were they in the first book? Because like a character would come up and start talking to the main dude. And I'd be like, okay, I know that name, but do I know who you are?
Oh,
no.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I always have to reread books because I'm like, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to, but I just knew that I wanted to also read a book that I hadn't read before.
Right.
Yeah. So there is a third book that I now really want to read, but I'm reading a book in between the second one and the third one just so I like have a break from it. But I'm also not going to take for fucking ever so that I can stay into it. Because, oh my God, the cliffhanger it left me on. Because like not only that he did it, their path led them back to Mars, which is where he's from. So he's like going back to his home and she's confused because like he's bringing this town a huge feast and like throwing them a party. And then he sneaks off to go see his family. And like he has this very sweet moment with his mom where his mom sees him and immediately is like, it's you, even though he looks like a gold now. So then they get to talk and like catch each other up. And at this point, it's when he's given her a hologram of himself telling her what's going on. And he's letting her have her time by herself with that while he's with his mom. And then he leaves and she's gone. Wow. And the friend who knew he was a red posing as a gold didn't think he should tell her because he was like, that's just stupid. She's so-and-so's daughter. Like, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, I trust her with my life. Like, I think this is going to be fine. So then as she was walking away, his friend's like, should I kill her now? How about now? Should I kill her now?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's intense.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, I want to read the third book, but I don't want to take forever.
Yeah, you got to read it now for sure.
Yeah.
Vested.
But I know, I also think I was kind of expecting it to be like the first book, because I just remember the first book. I literally, like I've said many times, I read it when I was on a plane, and I got halfway through the book, and by the time the plane landed, I didn't want to stop. I was like,
oh, it's that book.
Yeah, it's that book.
Okay.
So like, I read that one so quick, I kind of just anticipated reading the rest of the series that quick. So then when it wasn't that quick, I think that too just kind of like put a damper on things for me. And I was like, oh no.
That makes total sense then. I know. It's always hard when the next book, like you hype it up so much in your head. And then it's like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of going into the third one with a like, okay, I'm interested in the story. I can't wait for that. But also, this one was so much more war and all the political bullshit that is the story and like what drives the story, that I need to be prepared for that.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, fun. Thanks for
Super
sharing.
fun. Anytime. I'm going to keep doing this.
Good.
Reading books and reviewing books.
I know. I feel like I need to do that like with movies or something, but I haven't watched any movies lately.
John and I are seeing the Thunderbolts tomorrow.
Oh, I've heard it's like the best since Endgame, so you'll have to let me know if it's good.
John heard that too, but also, do you care about spoilers?
No.
Okay. So you know how their title has been Thunderbolts with the asterisks?
Okay, not really, but okay.
Okay, so the title of this movie has been Thunderbolts with the asterisks. Well, they didn't tell until release day. And I just thought they were doing a freaking propaganda fluke. But then I realized, oh, no. So at their premiere, they had one of the actors rip off the Thunderbolt parts, and it's actually the new Avengers.
Oh. But what's his name's not in it? Falcon, is
Captain America?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
So, okay.
Yeah. And I know that, I don't know which end credit scene it is, but one of them is something that people who are in the next Avengers movie have already filmed.
Oh.
So there's a whole
they're just restarting
Avengers
now.
scene. Yeah. And Thunderbolts is it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Which I didn't think it was going to be, especially since in the trailer, they literally say, we can't be the next Avengers.
JK, we are now.
That's why we put that in there. But
right,
I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, let me know. I think it looks good. It looks really good. I don't know. It's like so many superhero movies to catch up on. Like my attention span kind of ended with Endgame. Like I kept going for a while, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, there's too many. But now it's fun, like we've said in the past, since we do Marvel Snap, which I'm finally starting to do again. I took a break because I was going to bed so late, but it's fun to see all the like random characters and be like, hey, I know that one.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. It's super fun. But I agree. In my own personal opinion that I will not tell John, I think they should have ended with Endgame. That was perfect. Or at least given us like a 2-year break.
Right.
I think that's what really disappointed me, because it was like, here's Endgame. Oh, but don't worry, we have a Captain America movie coming out like right around the corner. Yeah. I mean,
there's
that one
Spider-Man. I know it's the same year. Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay, so we're supposed to move on from these characters, but also not. And now to the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Dr. Doom. And like, I get it. It's the whole multiverse or whatever. But I'm like, he literally, like, Tony Stark died because he was done with Iron Man. So he would be done with superheroes. But
is that why? I thought he didn't die because the comics made him die.
I don't know if I don't think he dies in the comics. I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that he was done. He was like, I don't want to be Iron Man anymore.
Oh, I thought he loved being Iron Man. Oh, okay.
He was at his end, and so there's probably a comic out there where he does die, how he died in the movie, but I think it was like I need an out, kind of like how Chris Evans wanted an out too.
Yeah.
And so they gave him that out.
Okay.
They were like, well, Falcon does become Captain America in the comics, so here, let's do this.
Right. That's fair. All right. Well, just kidding.
Someone missed that Marvel paycheck.
I know, right? My gosh. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you'll have to let me know if it's, I'm sure it will be, but
I'm really excited because people keep saying that this movie shines a big light on depression.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm excited for that aspect. John's going to absolutely hate that, but
why?
Because he wants to feel good when he goes and sees a movie.
Oh,
yeah, he doesn't want to hear about the depression.
I'm sure it'll be still good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's been dying to see this movie, so he'll enjoy it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And then, do we have some Spotify comments or whatever we have to read?
Yes, we do, Allie. Let me pull that up on my computer. Another thing, too. So, John encouraged me to make a post on a Facebook film group. Like, I want to work in movies film group. And basically be like, hey, so I want to be an editor. I have barely any experience. Help.
Yeah.
And I actually, like, some chick sent me a pitch for her webisode or what the fuck is it called?
Webinar?
No. Well, basically, like, her web series that she wants to make.
Okay.
And she needs an editor. And so she was like, hey, if you've worked on stuff, send me what you've got and let's see if this will be a fit. And I sent her my stuff and she was like, I would actually like to talk to you about editing my stuff.
Wow.
And then another dude commented and he works for a production company and he was like, let's chat. And like, he had me send him stuff too. And we talked today for like an hour and a half. The movie industry is shit at the moment and not hiring people. They don't have anything to do. And so he was like, it's kind of hard right now, but there are things that I can probably like find. And if I think they would be a good fit for you, I could throw your name in the pot. And I was like, yes, please.
Hey, look at that. That's awesome though.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
Here's hoping.
Okay. So we just got 3 comments so far, but honestly, the comments are the best. Like, if you give us more comments, we'll keep reading them.
Exactly.
Because they're fun. So on our episode, What's Going On with Alli and Bri, this is the one where it's the one that literally we did right before our break, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the one where you were talking about your birthday because one of our comments says, damn, that's so unlucky. Sad face. I also always feel so much pressure on my birthday.
No, that was the one right after our break because we were explaining our whole situation in life. Yep.
Yeah. So someone felt your pain, Allie.
Thank you. Does it have their username?
Oh, yeah, I just realized because I was about to read the next person's name. That was from my book bestie said it's good.
Love it. I love that.
And then Cozy Soul Vibes is actually someone from our podcast group, the book podcast connection, whatever. And she's the sweetest. Love her. She's left 2 comments on 2 different episodes. On the What's Going On with Alli and Bri, she said, I hope your break is good and that when you come back, you're rested and have all the bookish talks with 3 hearts.
Aw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then when she listened to the Warriors episodes, she said, "You guys made me giggle. Love this episode."
I love when people comment. It feels like
I know.
reaching people.
Yeah, it's fun. So if you're listening, guys, and you're listening on Spotify, leave a comment.
Come on, do it.
We'll read it on a minisode.
We will. It might take a few weeks.
But we'll do it.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for chatting, everybody.
Mm-hmm. We love hearing what you're thinking.
Yes, I agree. Cool.
I don't know what else to say.
I don't either. That sounds good to me.
Okay, good minisode.
Yep.
All right, everyone.
Okay.
I usually like to do a regular wrap up of these, but with us not knowing what's coming next, I'm kind of just like,
something's coming.
Bye.
That works.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Yep.
Bye.
Thanks for sticking with us.
We hope you enjoyed it.
If you did, we would greatly appreciate it if you gave us 5 beautiful stars, reviewed, and subscribed.
You can also follow us on Facebook at Offscript, on Instagram at Offscript Podcast 21, and on TikTok at Offscript_pod.
Shoutouts to Madame Ashen Creations for our adorable logo art.
And Adam Daniel for our incredible theme song.
And to Creative Cinephile Productions for producing our podcast.
See you next time.